My question is basically about this lesson we had here in the membership about building trust in yourself. And I'm working on this one actually, because after few, I'm here in this membership, maybe even 2 years, I guess.
Okay.
And I realized just a couple of months ago that even, after this exercise of looking in the mirror, I still actually was lying to myself. And I realized that recently, and this is the one thing I'm working on. And so basically, you talked in this video that if you don't trust yourself, you should you should at first do this reset, and you should basically try to build this trust from the beginning, making small commitments, right? And
Correct.
this is, I tried to do this and I failed a couple of times. So I was basically making those commitments even smaller. And now I actually got this working quite a bit. But my problem now is that, okay, I'm following my very small commitments, but how to approach the rest of my time I have? I don't want to spend it on bullshit, but
right.
I cannot make bigger commitments yet because I'm not ready to do this. I try to increase it every single week, but obviously I know that it will take some time. So do you have any idea how to basically approach the rest of it? Because, okay, my idea is that maybe good thing to do would be to basically have a list of the valuable things I can do, and even without committing to them, trying to do those things instead of some random bullshit. But I don't know. What do you think about that? And how this process basically could last? Because I committed to do this even, I don't know, for my entire life. I think this is the process that I will gradually increase the intensity.
Okay. So I want you to see something here. What you're describing here is a lack of trust in trusting yourself. Okay. It's a meta level, right? You're basically telling me I don't trust myself to trust myself, right? That's essentially what you're saying. So think of it this way, okay? Because I think we need to go back to what trust is and have a really good understanding of that. And then when you understand more clearly what trust is, then maybe you will give yourself the permission to trust yourself, and then you can start to really build that trust. Because right now, you don't really trust yourself, even if you're succeeding at those commitments, because you're babysitting yourself, the trust of yourself. You see what I'm saying? So you're not really trusting. So for example, have you ever ridden in a car with someone else driving?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's two kinds of people. I mean, have you ever gone on like a long trip with someone driving?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. You can tell me if you're not experienced this, but I have two kinds of people that I will go on a trip with when they're driving, right? Actually, there's three, but we'll narrow it down to two. So one where I'll go to sleep, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And one where I won't fucking dare go to sleep while they're driving, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's a matter of trust.
I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what trust is. Trust is saying that it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need to put my hands on the wheel. It's going to work out. Like, it's like, I trust this person. I trust. So when you trust yourself, it means I don't need to like govern. I don't need to put my hands on the wheel. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do the thing. Right. That's what trust is. It's like it's like a self-reliance on yourself to know that when you say a thing in your head and you commit to a thing, that you will do that thing. So the goal is really to get to that point. So in order to do that, you have to let go of the wheel at some point, right? So you've gone a pilot mode, right? So you're basically like a student driver, right? You're sitting next to yourself who's driving, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time. All right, good. You're doing good. Okay. Oh shit, you fucked up. All right, start over. All right, fine, that's good. Okay, so you're driving again. All right, I'm gonna wake up on time. All right, I'm gonna get like 2 Pomodoro done every day. Okay, you're driving along, and at some point, your self is saying, hey, I got this. Like, like you don't have to watch anymore. I'm good. I know how to drive this. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Just going to drive like this. And you're like, no, no, no. Let me just watch and make sure that you're still going to drive okay. I'm not quite sure. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's that meta level
Yeah.
of trust. So you have to release that and say, if you've been doing something successfully, if you've met these level of commitments, okay, don't worry about that anymore. You have to let it go. And if you fail, you fail. It's okay, right? In the sense that that's what trust is. Trust is saying, like, I don't know for absolute sure that you're going to do something, but I have enough confidence in you that I'm willing to not monitor or watch over you to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I have a trust in you, like that you'll do. So the whole idea is, like, of building up small, is to build that confidence in yourself so that you know that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And at some point, when you have enough of that, you have to start releasing the reins. You have to start saying, okay, that I trust myself to do things when I say that I'm going to do them. And it's a continual process in life, because I go through phases myself where I break trust with myself and I start to realize that trust is eroded, and then I have to do something to reset that again and build that up again, right? And the longer that you can keep it, there's a real successful program right now that a lot of people have been doing. It's called is it 45 hard or 60 hard? I think it's, what is it? You know what I'm
Never
talking
heard
about?
of it.
Ed Milet's program. Everyone's going to drop it in the chat here. I think it's 45 hard or something like that. Let me see. It's it's called 45 hard, right? So the point of this is, like, it's got this it's just this fitness program where what you have to do is, like, every day you have to, like, go outside and do some physical exercise. You have to work out twice a day. You have to
Mm-hmm.
eat a strict diet, no alcohol. Like, there's, like, this whole list of things, and if you fail, you have to start over from the beginning to get to this 45-day hard challenge, right? It's ingenious, because what he's really doing is the same thing that I'm teaching you, and that is, he's teaching you how to build trust in yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to say, okay, I'm going to do this, and then if I mess up, then I'll just start over. It's fine, right? And that is like the meta level of trust. It's to say that, like, whatever is happening is going to be fine. I'm going to keep on doing this thing, and eventually you get to the point where you're so secure in knowing that you're going to be able to follow through and do what you're doing, what you say you're going to do, that you're not monitoring it anymore. So what I'd say where you're at right now is, you just got to get, if you're doing okay, if you started out, let go of that. Don't worry. Like, if you feel like you want to take on more things, take on more things. That's
Mm-hmm.
the trust in yourself. And if you fail, okay, that's fine, but then start over, and then realize, and you'll learn from that process. And so part of it is trusting that you'll learn from that process, right? So there's, like, that lower level trust, and then that meta level trust. And right now you're having a hard time letting go of that meta level trust, because you don't trust that you'll actually be able to trust in yourself. And so you've just got to, that's one that you just have to decide, I'm going to do that. And
Yeah.
then at the lower level is more of the, okay, let's add things on. So give yourself permission to say, I'm ready for the next step. That's the key. Even if you've failed in the past, keep giving yourself permission and keep
Mm-hmm.
working. As long as you're working through that framework, you're going to get there. But you have to let go of the driving of the wheel and let yourself do that.
Okay. You know what? I just realized something that this trust in myself is basically very contextual. It's like I don't have any problems with my workouts. I've built a habit, and I completely trust myself that I will have my workout. And even to give you a very quick example, it's like I have knee injury, and I walk on using crutches, and still I had my workout. I just did what I was able to do, and I trust myself in this area of my life. But with other things, it just messed up. So I don't know. I think I have to think more about that. I mean that maybe I don't know. We
And
will probably talk about
okay.
it later.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is where I want it to become part of your identity for everyone listening, right? Trusting yourself, like, doing what you say you're going to do needs to be part of your identity. That's a healthy thing. That, like, we talked about a lot of unhealthy things to have as your identity, but being a man of his word is a good identity. Now, not to other people necessarily. I mean, yes, to other people, but more importantly to yourself, right? That's
Yeah.
what trust yourself. Like, if you view that as your identity, like, a lot of times the reason why I do shit that I need to do is because I have a deep rooted identity that's like, I'm a bulldog. I do what I intend to do, right? If I say I'm going to run this many miles, I'm going to run this many miles. If I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing. And it's because I don't want to lose. It's so ingrained in my identity. And so these are the things to like, you want, if you pull that into your identity and use what you're doing with the workouts, like I never fucking miss a workout, even if I'm on crutches. That's a powerful identity, right? Like think about that. If you internalize that and then you apply that to the rest of your life, because that's the kind of fucking bulldog person you are, there you go. Then that's going to help you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.